Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things going on in U.S. immigration. So today I've got a couple things I wanted to bring your attention to in terms of what has happened in the past couple of weeks that I think you all will find pretty interesting and that I hope will help you. So the first thing I wanted to talk about are request for additional evidence and notice of intent to deny. USCIS has just again extended what it's calling its flexibilities. It has extended the time frame that we can respond to those. So the 60-day beyond the original due date is still in effect. It now is extended out to those notices that are dated, let me take a look here, September 30th of this year back to March 1st of last year. So if you receive an RFE or a NOID or something from the Immigration Service, you've essentially got an extra 60 days beyond its due date stamped in the notice. And that is just because of the pandemic. The government understands that it's still taking us time in order to get documents, sometimes documents from here in the US and sometimes documents from overseas, as various countries are still, in various states of opening and closures. So I know that in my own practice, birth certificates, marriage certificates, and divorce decrees and university degrees have been taking a lot longer than they were pre-pandemic. So that is really great news coming from the Immigration Service. The next thing I wanted to let you guys know about is just give you an update on H-1B Cap season. If you were selected in the lottery back in March of this year, you have until Wednesday of this week. So you have till June 30th. So Wednesday of this week to get that application finalized and into the Immigration Service. That is the deadline. If you are filing your full application for H-1B, you are subject to cap and you were chosen in the lottery. So we are super down to the wire now. So I wanted to give that update. And also every year, people want to know how many H-1B registrations were received, how many applications were filed. So Immigration Service just released those numbers and that data to us. So just over 300,000 registrations were put through the lottery. The exact number that they provided to us was 308,613. And of that number of registrants, 87,500 were selected to submit their full H-1B application. While we know that the number of H-1B applications that they can approve each fiscal year is certainly less than 87.5, they take more because statistically they know that some of those applications will not wind up being approved. And so they are mandated to approve a certain number of applications. So that's 60,000 that are for the regular cap, and then an additional 20,000 for the master's cap. And they've also told us that roughly 48% of all the registrations were for the master's cap. So for those of you that love the data and the numbers, there you go. So what we have not heard, and we will not hear for a little bit, is whether or not the Immigration Service plans on running another lottery this year. Last fiscal year, they did run the lottery twice. So I will certainly let you know if that is the case, if they run the lottery again. But as of right now, I haven't heard any rumblings that they're going to do that. The next thing I wanted to dive into pretty quickly is the land border closure between the U.S. and Canada and the U.S. and Mexico. Those borders are still closed. All the government agencies have decided I just should say the countries, they have decided to leave those land borders closed for another 30 days. That will bring the land border closures to July 21st. And again, this is in response to COVID. Their cited reasons are that they do not want the unnecessary spread of the virus. So we are looking at just for the land borders. Flying is a whole separate animal, but for the land borders between the US and Mexico and the US and Canada will remain closed to non-essential travel until July 21st. So that has been extended. But I will certainly keep you updated month to month as we go forward there. Receipt notices. Y'all, receipt notices were taking so long. They were taking over 90 days, which is historically just not been the case with receipt notices. Historically, it takes us a couple of weeks to get receipt notices in. So in my personal practice, I have seen receipt notices coming in a little bit quicker. I've seen them coming in as quickly as a couple of weeks, sort of back on regular timing, all the way up to about 2 months. So it's certainly better than the 90 days we have all been experiencing. So it seems that the efforts that the service is making to bring down that time in order to get those those applications, get them opened, checks cashed, and receipt notices issued to us I've definitely seen that time frame coming down in my practice, which has been great. So hopefully they can get it, fully. They can keep working through that backlog. I know I'm super happy, and I know my clients are surprised when I send them their receipt notice a little bit earlier than anticipated. So today I wanted to just mention a myth that I hear quite often, and I heard a few times last week, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. So the immigration myth that I hear often is that when I'm speaking with the head of HR or in-house counsel or a business owner, they are sometimes very skittish about hiring an immigrant because they assume that they have to, advertise for the position, make sure that they can't find a qualified US citizen. And that honestly is just not the case. Our immigration rules are not set up that way. If you are looking to hire an individual and hire them on a temporary basis, the majority of those visa types don't require you to advertise for that position. It's generally only when we get to the green card processing, when an employer is sponsoring an individual employee for a green card, that they need to advertise for that position. But even then, there are green card categories where advertising is not a requirement. So if you are at all skittish about hiring that candidate that you found who happens to be a foreign national, and you are skittish because you believe that you have to advertise for the position, just know that oftentimes you do not. And so that's something that I am certainly happy to speak with you about. Feel free to call me, Carol Williams, at 954-903-1337. And we can talk about and go over what your options are when you're looking to hire an immigrant, someone that's not a US citizen. So that, folks, is what I have today for our Monday morning catch-up session here on Beyond the Soundbite. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comments below, or you should also feel free to give our office a call, 954-903-1337, and y'all have a wonderful rest of the Monday and a great week upcoming. Talk to you soon. Bye.